You sit down to write a song, and no matter how hard you try,
it's just not good enough.
I've taught hundreds of students over the last 19 years that have had the exact same problem, and there's a step in the songwriting process that often gets overlooked. It's going to stop you from worrying if your songs are good or not. In doing so, it's going to make you write more good songs, and it's going to make you get your songs finished.
Okay, so that sounds awesome. So what's the problem?
A song will often start with some form of an idea. So I collect song ideas on a spreadsheet that I've made. If you want a free copy, a blank copy of this spreadsheet, just click the link in the description box below. It's really useful. A song will often start with some form of an idea, and then we make creative decisions. Key of the song, time signature, rhythm, melody, chords, chord progressions, structure, the arrangement, the instrumentation. We make thousands of decisions. We explore where these decisions lead us. We change our minds. We go back and forth. But every decision we make is with the aim of turning the idea we have into a song.
Am I making the right decisions? And are the decisions I'm making even good enough?
We are songwriters, which means we're also perfectionists. And this is the problem. You can't expect every decision you make to be the right one. And you can't overthink every decision you're making in search of perfection, because you just won't get anything done. Perfection is the enemy of good. When you sit down to write a song and you find yourself not making decisions because you're doubting every choice you're making, well, I don't really want to be the one to tell you this, but you're not songwriting, you're procrastinating. And there is a time for agonizing over the details, which I'm going to come to in a moment, but this initial writing stage isn't about the details and getting everything right. It's about going with the flow and getting the song out of you. And this brings me on to the mindset that we songwriters crave, and I think we become addicted to. You're a songwriter, so I know you know this feeling. It's called the flow state. The flow state, which you might refer to as being in the zone, is a mental state of intense focus when you are fully engaged in the activity that you're doing. The great thing about the flow state is we become so immersed in what we're doing that we can lose our self-consciousness, and we can explore things without the self-doubt that comes with being a perfectionist. People will often experience peak performance, and writing will feel effortless in the flow state. And it's really enjoyable. I mean, next thing you know, 4 hours will have gone by in the blink of an eye. How can we tap into this mindset and feeling whenever we write? The vomit draft is really common with people who write. I don't mean song, I mean like people who write like stories, essays, books, novels. You know what I mean by writing. And all they'll do is just write without stopping. They won't stop to correct mistakes. They won't worry about story structure or sentences and paragraphs being in the correct order. And they definitely won't worry about spelling mistakes. It's just a time to explore the idea, get everything out of them in its messiest form without this worry about it being good or not. Then when the idea is out of them, they can go through it, see if it is actually a good idea or not. They can make sense of the madness, and then they can edit it and craft it and shape it into something that is good. And we songwriters should embrace this vomit draft. It's a time to get the song out and written in its most basic form without having perfectionism constantly stopping you to edit the little details, which ruins the creative flow. You want to get the song out of you without worrying about if the finished article is going to be good or not, because it isn't going to be the finished article. When the vomit draft is done, the song will be written. Yes, in its most basic form, but the song will be written. And at this point, you can sense if there is something in what you've written. You can tell if it has potential. And if it does have potential, then it's time to embrace being the craftsman. It's time to embrace perfectionism and let perfectionism take over and go for it. Work on the details. Take as much time as you need to make things right. Well, first of all, you have to make time to do a vomit draft. And you're going to be amazed if you do how much you're going to get done and just how many songs you're going to start writing. But how do we approach the vomit draft? Well, there are 3 things that I find help me to get into the flow state of a vomit draft. And the third one of these is going to give you the kick up the arse that you need to get your songs finished. Number 1, have multiple ideas ready to go for you to work on during a vomit draft writing session. So again, get your free copy of the song ideas spreadsheet that I've linked in the description box below. You're going to find it really useful, so you've always got something that you can work on. The reason it's useful to have multiple things ready to be worked on is because you want to work on an idea but not force an idea. I saw this interview with Neil Young, and he was talking about songwriting, and he was talking about working on a song until it feels like it's not going anywhere, or until the ideas seem to run dry, and then stopping. I think this is a really good point, because the vomit draft is about going with the flow. But if you lose the flow, which is very normal, by the way, and things start to feel forced, it probably means you've exhausted the idea, at least for the time being. And it's very tempting to keep trying, especially if you really like what you've been working on. But it's better to stop and not risk ruining the good work that you've done. And this is why it's really good to have another idea that you can work on. Make some notes of what you've done, make a recording so you don't forget what you have, and then, it's ready for you to come back to it another time. Then draw a line under it and move straight on to another idea. Be productive. Get 2 ideas worked on in a vomit draft session instead of just 1. Number 2, find some direction for the idea before you start your vomit draft. I have 2 questions that I like to ask of an idea before I start. And I want you to bear in mind at this point that these things can and often do change throughout the writing process, because there is no right way or wrong way to write a song. But I've personally found that if I have some thoughts about where an idea could potentially go before I start, it gives me some direction. It gives me something to aim for with the decisions. And this helps me to get the decisions flowing, which is the whole point of the vomit draft. So the questions are, if this idea was to turn into a song, what could this song be about? And if this idea was to turn into a song, what might the point of this song be? What might be the point that this song is making? The basic reason for asking these questions is, if you know what the song's point is, it's going to help you to write the chorus. If you know what the song is about, it's going to help you write the verses and all the other parts as well. But I've gone into a lot more detail about this in a series I did a while back that people have found really, really useful. So I've made a playlist and put them in top corner now. Check them out. Number 3, and this one is the key to getting your songs finished: deadlines. A vomit draft is a time and a place to flesh out an idea without overthinking things. And the best way to not overthink things is to not have time for overthinking. Most of us will have experienced something like this, where we've had an exam coming up or some coursework that needs to be done for school or college or something, and you've had a year to get it done, but you've just kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off until it gets to the last week or even the last few days before the deadline, and then somehow you manage to pull it all together and get it done in the space of a couple of days. This is the power of a deadline. Deadlines stop you from procrastinating because you just do not have time to do it. And this is why I like doing 1-hour songwriting challenges. So when I do a vomit draft, I'll often say I've only got an hour to do it. And I'll make sure that I genuinely only have an hour before I have something else that I have to do. Something that really helps me with these times challenges to get the flow going, and like I said, to do the vomit draft, is to think about what you have to do to get a song written. Like, a song in its most basic form can just be 2 verses and a chorus, and then you've got a very simplistic structure of verse, chorus, verse, chorus, chorus, and that's all you need to get the song done. Now, going in there thinking all I need to do is write 2 verses and a chorus feels like it's a much easier task to do. And then if you get that done in half an hour, you could think, does the verse need some form of separation from the chorus? And you can write a pre-chorus for it. If the song needs something like some contrast, you might write a bridge. But either way, thinking like this is going to make you get songs written fast. And they won't be perfect. They might have placeholder lyrics in them that need to be worked on and changed later, but the song will be done and you're going to be surprised at how much you can get written. But this then leads to another problem that I see all the time. Songwriters will get to this stage, they'll get the song done and then assume it's finished. But it's not finished. It's amazing how many people will get to this stage and then stop being a perfectionist. We need to go back and we need to turn the song, which is hopefully a good song, into a great song by spending time agonizing over the details. And there is a way of doing this that will take your songs to the next level, but you need to watch this video next.